Monday. Today is Monday, October 16th. Sorry that I haven't vlogged a lot recently, or at least like I tried to. I started it and then I was getting sick by the end of that. Well, the sickness just completely took over me. Oh my goodness, I was not feeling my best. I didn't feel like eating. I was just so tired all the time. It really did hit me last week, so I didn't really do much of anything, nothing of noteworthiness. So I took a little break, but I still want to really keep up and try to do these vlogs. I think it's fun to kind of go through and see what I've been reading, what I'm doing with school and things like that. I'm currently on my plan right now, and I'm heading to Walmart's website because I need to pick up colored paper because I used basically all my colored paper for my ATP of Life game, which went so well. I did it last Tuesday. The kids had fun with it. They really seemed to understand exactly like what was going on, and so that's really good. That's really fun. So I'm glad that they had a fun time with it. We're doing another type of game called the plant game because we're going to be learning about photosynthesis now, and I need more paper because like I could just print it out like on blank white paper, but that is so boring. If I could spell paper right, that would also be great. But I think I'll get one thing of colored paper that I got before because I think that's fun. But then I want like a bright, more like a neon. Not neon, just like, is there any greens in here though? No, see, there's no greens, but I want like pastel-y. That's a lot of paper. Pastel copy paper. Beautiful. What colors are in this? All right, so it's got green. Perfect. Awesome. Wonderful. Add to cart. I love like the Walmart pickup. I think that it's very convenient. I like how easy it all is. It's not available. And it's just nice too because I can pick it up on my way back from work, so that way I'm able to use it right after work. What is my week looking like? So today, during my prep, I'm still deciding what I want to do. I'm very behind on creating my notebook. I keep a notebook along with the students so that way they can, in case they missed any notes, they have everything. And I'm very behind. I need to catch up on that. I also do really want to clean though, because this room I just have beakers and test tubes and graduated cylinders, so many gross stuff just all over. I just need to clean. And I never felt like it last week because I was so tired, so drained. And so I do really want to do that. And that would be the perfect opportunity to just listen to an audiobook. And so I really want to do that, but like I also don't want to clean because who wants to clean? I got a hula hoop in the back though. That's one thing that we're doing this week. We're recreating Rutherford's gold foil experiment. So I did that with my freshman for physical science. And we are that was fun for that. We weren't able to complete it all today, so we should be able to get it done by tomorrow as well. So that's nice, easy, simple. Where we throw like different sized styrofoam balls and try to hit the nucleus in the center, which you can't see, but it's represented by a rubber band. So that's a lot of fun too. And we should be doing some experiments on phase changes as well, which would be another fun time. But yeah, I'm still reading Demon Copperhead, which I'm probably going to try to read today, so that way I can kind of get more in the mood for it and because I do want to listen to it, and I just haven't been feeling like it because I've been sick. So like I do want to hop back into that because I was enjoying it so much. And so, okay, cool. And so, yeah, I want to get back into that. I've also finished my Nenea books, so I've started with Molly, and I'm excited to read her books. I also have to read by tomorrow, which I haven't done yet. Maybe I'll also do that this blog. We have like monthly cohort meetings, so depending on like how many years teaching you've had, you like meet once a month during different times. So we have to read the first 2 chapters of this book, which is Tackling the Motivation Crisis by Mike Anderson, just trying to talk about student motivation and how we can improve upon that. I haven't started it yet, so I do need to read it. But also the meeting isn't for like an hour and a half after like I'm done with school. So like I do have time tomorrow to read it. I should just probably read it today. And just to see. But it's talking about like, oh, you can't just have pizza parties. Like that's part of it. So I do need to read that. Which like should be interesting. It should be. It should be. And then what else? Nothing too crazy. My mom and my sister visited this weekend, which was super fun. So I'm glad I was able to feel better for them when they came up. I was still a little bleh, but like it still was super nice, super fun. Had a good time. Yeah, it was just super fun to see them. I got my car back because I've had issues with my car, so I've been bringing it back. And yeah, so that is my week. Let's see, this week, my boyfriend and I are going to the Union game. They're playing the Revolution up here, and so that'll be fun. It's like the last game of the season, so it should be a pretty good game. I think we'll also see Killers of the Flower Moon this weekend, which I'm so excited for. I did see the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie yesterday, and I'm not a huge Swiftie. Like, I like her music. I think it's fun. I think I realized through this that I am a 1989 girly. Like, that is my era, I guess. So, you know what? Like, tell me what that means, because I feel like there's Swifties out there that will be able to, you know, dissect that for me and see exactly what it means and what that says about me. Maybe it's like the new like astrological sign, like what Taylor Swift era are you? That would be fun. I'm sure there's a BuzzFeed quiz out there that basically tells you that. Let's see, anything else? That's really it. So yeah, I don't know. I should clean. I do need to clean. I think I'll clean. I think that'll be good. Put an audiobook in, clean, call it a day. Nice and simple. I will update you once I've done something of merit, whether that be reading, whether that's from this book, Demon Copperhead. I don't have Molly with me, so it's not that, and I don't have that on audiobook, so yeah, we'll figure it out from there. Alrighty, so today I did end up cleaning my classroom. It felt so good. We did this activity with my freshmen who I have right before my break, where I had them draw boar models, but like using chalk markers on the table because they use like lab desks, and that's a lot of fun. And you know, sometimes they'd like draw things on the side, which is totally fine. I love it. I dig it. So I was cleaning up those desks. They needed to be wiped down anyway. They were so gross. And I started cleaning a lot of my beakers and my flasks because that's what I really needed to do. And during that time, I was listening to Demon Copperhead. I got back into it, and I'm so upset that I missed out on this, that I missed out on listening to it and reading it, because it's so good. It's so heartbreaking, but it's just so good. I am absolutely loving it. It's an amazing book, and if you haven't picked it up yet, I mean, I'm only like 18, 19 chapters in out of like, I think 56, or at least there's like 56 audio sections that my Playaway has on it. I still recommend it. I am falling in love with it, unless it takes a really wild turn, which I don't think it will, but I guess if it does, then I'll let you know. But I am home now. I got back. I did my normal routine. I should have gone to the library. Didn't have the chance. I have so many books that I need to return. That's slowly building up those fines. But you know what? It's fine. It's okay. The library deserves my money. But I did, over the weekend that I was sick, where my friend was coming to visit from out of town, I did get like a gel nail kit. Oh my goodness. And I tried it out, and it's pretty good. Like, I'm not the best at painting my nails, but like, I'm pretty impressed. I don't keep my nails too long because of climbing, and so I'm really curious to see how long these will last. They feel good. They felt like I did just get back from like the salon. I mean, not as nice, obviously, because I did it, but I was still very impressed with it. It was like a UV light. They have all the different nail polishes all came with it. I'll leave a link to it down below in case you're interested and want to check it out for yourself. But I loved it, and hopefully I'll let you know how long these actually last, because I did used to try a dip powder and I just could never get it to work like the way the Salon did. And so I was really curious, really wanted to try this gel, and I think it's going to be okay. But reading wise, like I said, I was reading Demon Copperhead, and now I think I'm going to try to read Meet Molly, because that's my next book in the American Girl series. I do have a My Hero Academia that I want to read as well, but then I forgot that I picked a few books from like my Pokemon TCG TBR game that I created, and I still want to start those, and I have to start the book club pick for the sci-fi book club, Interstellar book club. So like there's so many options. The Phillies are playing right now. I'm kind of casually watching it because I was trying to edit my last video as well. They're currently up, so you know it's been a good game. But that's kind of what's going on here. I was pretty tired today, but my normal Monday tired, not like my sickness tired that I have, there is a difference, and I'm very happy that I was my usual one and not the one from last week, because it was horrible. So I may just relax here in bed. I may watch the Phillies until I know that my video is completely done, because it's like encoding and rendering and things like that. But I think I will start Meet Molly just so I can get this one done out of the way, and then I can pick up another book, because sometimes it is hard to read two like adult books at once. I have done it before, and I will probably continue to do it in my lifetime, because I would like to pick up one of the book of the month ones, or I would like to pick up the sci-fi book club one of those. Maybe I should probably do the sci-fi book club, so maybe I'll quickly try to see if I can read this and then start that one, so that way I have it. And then usually what I've been doing is that after I read an American Girl, I then go ahead and read a manga, because they both take about the same amount of time for me to read. And so maybe that's what I'll also do as well. I don't really know. I mean, I'm feeling on top of the world compared to what I felt like last week. And you know what? I'm just here. I do have a long day tomorrow. What I really should do is read those 2 chapters I'm supposed to read for my cohort meeting tomorrow. But I can just do that in class tomorrow, like during my plan. It's fine. I've got time. I will be getting that Walmart order as well. But yeah, we'll see where the night brings us. I'm just hoping for a nice chill Monday night. It's like rainy out too, so you know that puts me in like a reading mood as well, so maybe that will help. But I really just want to make sure that this silly video is done, because I just have bad luck when it comes to making videos, editing them, things like that, uploading them. I don't know, I just feel like I always run into issues, and so hopefully this one goes well, and that's all I can really ask for. But despite my yawns, I definitely do want to end the night reading, so whatever I end up reading, I'll let you know tomorrow. Hello, happy Tuesday. We are back today for school. What I did, nothing too crazy, just kind of went over like fermentation for cellular respiration with my bio classes, and then we did an activity where they got to choose their own adventure. It has a different breakfast item and how cellular respiration went there. And then in my freshman class, we finished our Rutherford experiment. We were throwing different size styrofoam balls at our little make-believe gold foil, which I have taken down now, so it's on the floor over there now. And then we started learning about matter and the vocab, and it was really nice because we did end kind of early. And you know, if we end early, like I like to use that opportunity to interact with the kids, talk with the kids. So we had good conversations. One of them noticed that I have these little things like on my desk. So I have like a currently reading one. I have one for all the movies, like the last movie that I watched and like where I watched it. And then I also have one for like TV shows I'm currently watching. And I think it's something I haven't tried yet. This is my first time doing it, and I've really liked it because one student was asking about the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie because that was the last thing I saw, and we were able to have great conversations about that. And sometimes, you know, just ending early is just the best way to connect with kids, because sometimes, you know, they do a lot. Whether or not they do it well is another story, but it's still just so nice to just connect with them and be with them and just be able to have those conversations with them, because they do want that, I feel like. And if you're distant and you're far from them, it's not going to be the same. And so, yeah, we were able to do that. Had a lot of fun with that. Today, during this plan period, though, yes, I do have a blue finger. I was doing a makeup lab for a cheek swab activity, and you need to use methylene blue, which is a staining solution. You're supposed to use gloves. I did not. But during this period, I still have to read. I didn't read anything last night. I was just too sleepy. But I still have to read the first 2 chapters of this for my cohort meeting that I have tonight. So I'm going to do that first, just so I can get that done and out of the way. And then I'll get back to cleaning. I did a pretty good job yesterday cleaning, but there's just so many beakers and just so many things, and I just don't want to. But I did get a lot of Demon Copperhead read, and that book is going to make me feel so many feelings. I am not ready, not excited for that. But I'm really curious to see how this is. Again, this is Tackling the Motivation Crisis. We're reading this for our monthly meetings. So I'm curious to see how this is for this reading, because it's going to be before our meeting with all of the year 2 teachers. And I just, you know what, maybe it'll be exciting insight. But this is what I'm going to be doing first, so I can get this done and out of the way. I then do have to run to Walmart so I can pick up the paper that I need for the plant game, so I can start printing out things there. And yeah, so I'm gonna get this started, then maybe do a little cleaning and read Demon Copperhead after that. So that is my Tuesday so far. Gonna be a pretty busy Tuesday because that cohort meeting doesn't start until 3:30, even though we get out of here, we can leave here at like 2:15, because we need to wait for all of like the elementary schools and things like that. So it's long, and then I have a long drive, and then we have to take our dog to the vet just to check up on her feet. She keeps licking her feet, and it's getting real annoying because we have to put a cone on her just to make sure she doesn't lick until all of her fur comes off her feet. And I think it's just allergies. This is the first time we're noticing it. That's what the vet always says, and they want to keep doing these checkup meetings, and I don't know, it's a lot. But that's what we're going to be doing tonight. We also do have a second game of the Phillies. The Phillies won last night for the NLCS, which is always very exciting, even though I'm like half watching half the time. But yeah, that's basically how my Tuesday has gone so far. I was able to edit my video and get that uploaded, so that should be up sometime today. I'm very excited about that. And yeah, that's basically my day so far today. I will check in maybe when I'm done with this, so I can have some verbal things to say to you guys, to the camera, about what the intro stuff about tackling our motivation crisis in schooling. So yeah, I'll check back in later. Hello, happy Thursday. Didn't do anything yesterday. I actually ended up taking another sick day. I just needed to kind of, I don't know, I was just feeling weird. Like I felt really weak in the morning, like I couldn't really move. My chest was like really hurting for some reason. I don't know if it just because I'm still slowly building back everything from being sick, but didn't really do a whole lot yesterday. I did finish Meet Molly, and Molly's cute, but like, I don't know, I'm just not into her story as much as I thought I would be. Like, I don't know, she'll be fun to read through, and it's just her first Meet book. Like, that's not always the best book. But usually it's supposed to be how they introduce the character, but I also don't want to flag her too hard, as she is one of the OG 3 girls. But I'm pretty sure Kirsten's best friend like died in her first book, so like, come on, Molly, what are you gonna do? You just got sprayed by a hose. But I did finish the 2 chapters I was supposed to read for my cohort meeting on tackling the motivation crisis. And what this first like part really just talked about was like different studies looking at motivation, especially after COVID and things like that, where like one of the interesting ones was like 5th graders were still really motivated to do all their work, but like 12th graders were not, which like I guess is pretty common anyway for when it comes to motivation, especially in your last year of school. But a lot of it just talked about some studies at first, and then we talked the first real chapter after the kind of introductory one was why incentives don't work. Like why saying, oh, if you do all these good things, like you'll get a pizza party or something like that. And usually why they don't work. And I think it is targeted more towards like lower grades, like elementary school, maybe some early middle school ones, because I feel like here in high school, especially, like a lot of the motivation is you do it so you can move on to the future, whether that be college, a job, anything like that. And like, I don't really use incentives. Like I was saying, I'm like, if you don't clean up this room, if you don't do what you're supposed to, you're going to have homework, or you're going to need to write me a paper on why the room should be cleaned. And like, everyone's going to need to do it. Just to kind of, kick them in the butt, make sure that they're actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. But yeah, so that's kind of like what I do. I don't know. I have a really good group of kids this year that I'm just usually say, hey, be quiet. And then they're quiet. So I don't really know if this is really going to help. Again, it may just be for like younger students, or if the kids that don't care, they don't care. And then they fail. And you know what? That's on them. I'll still try to push them to want to complete the work. But if they don't do it, they don't do it. They're old enough to make that distinction on what they can do, what they don't want to do, and what they can't do. So like, do it or fail. I guess that's also a different kind of motivation. That's not really an incentive though. So then we're going to read the next 3 chapters by our next meeting, which actually we don't have one in November. We don't have one until December. So that's really nice. But yeah, read that. Today, what I have on the agenda is probably, I have to cut a lot because I wanted to cut yesterday, or I wanted to cut before, but I had to get my paper. That's why I went to Walmart. So I could print out all the stuff for my plant game. And so what I do with this game, it's really fun. I really like it. Is that the goal is to make the most flowers. And you do that by performing photosynthesis, because we learned that that's how you create energy, how you create food, or how plants do it at least. And so they need to try to make, let me see here, monosaccharide sugars, which they then trade in for flowers or leaves. Basically, the more leaves you have, the more monosaccharides you're able to make, so that way you're able to purchase more. And so the goal is that you need to try to complete your flower, or complete your plant with as many flowers as possible, trying to get to that main goal. You also need roots, which are paper clips. And how it works, let me get something real quick. This isn't the main size, this is only 50 milliliters, but they use a graduated cylinder, and then I'm gonna give them a straw, and they'll place the straw on there just like that, and I'll fill it to a certain water level, and then they're gonna hang paper clips from the straw that dip down into the graduated cylinder. And basically, I'm going to be Mother Nature for the day, and I'm going to roll one die, and then whatever number it lands on determines the weather for the day. So you might lose water, you may gain water, and then there's certain rules too. You need to have leaves to be able to produce photosynthesis. You need to have, your roots need to be touching the water. So if we have a lot of dry spells and you don't have enough roots that can touch the water, you can't perform photosynthesis, because you need you need water for photosynthesis. That's one of the reactants of photosynthesis. I think that's all the main rules. Or I guess like restrictions is what I'm trying to say. Let's see. Yep, and then no photosynthesis occurring means that no sugars are being made. And so then there's certain prices. So like it'll cost them 5 sugars to get a leaf, 5 sugars to get a root, and 12 sugars to get a token or a flower. And I also have them all start with like a different combination of things, just to see like what their strategy is. And they need to plan a strategy to try to get the most amount of flowers by the end of the season. So then there's this little weather table that I have up on the board as well. And so I'll roll a die. So if we get a 1, outside it is chilly and a downpour. So no photosynthesis is occurring. So no one is making any sugars. And you have to add 20 milliliters of water to your plant. And so you go through, and then like if I were to roll a 6, the exact opposite, that is a sunny, very hot and dry day. The photosynthesis that's occurring is that you're able to make 4 sugars for every leaf that you have. So if you have 12 leaves, why did I do 12? If you have 10 leaves, then multiply that by 4, you get 40 sugars. But then you also lose 4 milliliters of water per leaf. And that's after you do the photosynthesis, or at least that's how I play it. And so they need to come up with a strategy that will save them water and time and things like that, but then also make sure that they're still making flowers and things like that. So the season can be up to 30 rolls long, but after 15 rolls in the season, oh shoot, I thought I printed this wrong. But after 15 rolls in the season, then I start rolling 2 dice at a time. And then I roll 2 dice at first. If the same number occurs, that means the autumn chill has come in and it has killed off all the plants. But if I get 2 different numbers, like I just rolled a 1 and a 3, then it doesn't matter. And then I pick up a die and then I roll it for the actual weather that's going to be happening. So every time after 15, so starting on round 16, I get to roll 2 dice to determine whether or not the game ends early or not. And then I have enough in here for us to play 2 rounds worth, so that way they can kind of get the hang of it and then answer some questions as well, along with all like the background and descriptions and things like that. So that is what I have for them for tomorrow, which requires a lot of cutting. And not looking forward to this, but I'll probably have to bring it home and cut, which is fine. I don't mind doing that at all, especially because it's kind of like a mindless thing. But that's probably what I'm going to be doing for the rest of class, or my plan right now. I do have a department meeting after school, but that shouldn't really affect me in any way. So I guess the only thing really is that I'm not grading today, which I do need to catch up on grades, but like, no, I don't. Like, it's fine. I can do it tomorrow, but I still need to also finish cleaning. It's like, I'm glad that I took off yesterday because I spent a lot of time resting and catching up and, you know, making sure that I'm feeling okay. But sometimes I'm like, oh, why didn't I like just go for this class specifically, my plan time, not even really anything else. But you know, it's fine. You need to take off when you need to take off, and that's totally fine, especially because I've got the days for it too. So not that concerning. So I'm probably going to be listening to Demon Copperhead as I'm loving it. It's so sad, but I'm still getting into it. Like I said, nice mindless activity that I can do and just listen to a book too, because I'm going to be cutting all day, basically. Hopefully I should get it done. I have like an hour, a little bit more than an hour before like my meeting, because school ends at like a little after 2, meeting starts at 2:15. So like I should to get all this cut, and if I do, then I can just stay mindless for the rest of the period. That makes me happy. So yeah, I'll check back in when anything interesting happens on this or in my life. Hello, happy Friday. So today, very good day, very happy that it's at the end of the week. But very good day today. We played the plant game with my biology classes and they had so much fun with it. They were getting competitive. They really wanted to make sure that they like were able to grow the most flowers. It's awesome. They had a fun time. Took them a round or 2 to kind of pick up on what we were doing. But other than that, perfect. Loved it. And then my freshmen, what I usually do on Fridays is that I give them some articles to read about current events that happened in science. And then they create a little scientist trading card. And this week we focused on Nobel. As a chemist, he also created dynamite and also invented the Nobel Prize, things like that. Very interesting man. What I'm probably going to be doing this period is that I've finished handwriting a review for Oscar Central. I was supposed to have this a little while ago, but then everything happened with me getting sick, and then when I read this, I'm like, this is horrible. I need to rewrite it, because unfortunately when I do reviews and stuff, I do like to handwrite things first. I don't know why. I just don't get the same, I guess, creativity when I'm just writing it straight on the computer, and so it just wasn't vibing with me. We were not having a good time, and so that's probably what I'm going to be doing, because this is going to be on the wonderful story of Henry Sugar that I'll be posting for Oscar Central, if they still take it. It is a little late, but hopefully they will still want it, and I'll be working on that one. And then I'll also probably be listening to Demon Copperhead while I do that, which is getting so sad. It really just puts you into perspective about how poverty and just like when bad things happen, sometimes they just don't get better. And sometimes it's a system, sometimes it's just luck. And Damon, poor Damon, is just gone on such an adventure. He's now back at home, or at least in his original home county, even though he doesn't have his parents with him, but he was able to find his paternal grandmother, and that was a very, very sweet scene. But now he's living with like the football coach, who's like one of his grandmother's daughter's husbands, but I don't think it's a biological daughter. I think it's like an adoptive daughter, because she was also big into fostering and adopting and things like that. And while she didn't want to take Demon in, now he's living in like this mansion and it's crazy. And I think it's also, now we're going to look at how he was treated in his other schools versus how he's going to be treated now. This is a very rich kid school, very rich kid area, not what he's used to. And so he's automatically thinking, oh, I hate school, I'm going to do so poor here. But they want him in gifted and talented because of just what's going on in his brain. And that's just something he never really thought he had for himself. And it's so good. Like, how can a book be so sad with everything going on, and while there are still happy moments, I know it's not going to last. Something's going to happen. Most likely someone else is going to die, and I am not ready for that, and I don't want that to happen. And so I'm really excited to keep going with that. I'll probably keep listening to that because I feel like I keep getting further along, but then the chapters like don't feel like that. Like, I think I'm on like section like 20 something or 30 something out of like 65. And I'm like, how can I only be there? I've listened so much. I'm on 31 out of 65. And granted, that 65 could also be like acknowledgements, things like that. So they may not count in there, but I'm like, why am I still so far? I feel like I've read so much of this. So much has happened. How can it only be like halfway through? I don't understand it. But yeah, that's what I'll be doing today. I'll probably make a quick stop to the library too. I need to return some things. I accidentally let some things lapse, so I'm gonna need to reorder those. Probably do that right now before I type up my review. And yeah, that's probably gonna be my day today. I'll probably edit when I get home as well, start putting this vlog together. This weekend, my boyfriend and I were going to a Union game. Even though they're playing the Revolution, it's technically a Revolution game. But I got him tickets for his birthday, and his birthday was a while ago, but the game is finally here. It should be a pretty good game too, especially because a lot of people are fighting for like those last spots when it comes to playoffs for MLS. So that should be exciting. That should be fun. And then we're probably also going to see Killers of the Flower Moon this weekend. I'm hearing amazing things about it. Yes, it is 3.5 hours, but you know what? It's fine. I will do that for Scorsese. We don't know how much longer he's got left. So yeah, that's probably gonna be my weekend. Always love my surprise visitors banging on my door trying to get out of going to class. No. We accidentally did that last time. You're not doing that again. Not from me. They just like to visit. They say they don't like their other classes, but I'm like, just go. Like, you're gonna get me in trouble, and then we're never gonna be able to do this again. So like, we'll chat for a hot minute, and then you gotta go because we're gonna get in trouble. And I don't want to get you guys in trouble. I don't care if I get in trouble, but I don't want you guys to get in trouble. So need to get that through their heads. But anyway, that is what I'm gonna be doing. I am excited for everything, for this book, for this weekend, and yeah, we'll just see what happens from there. Good morning, happy Saturday. Last night was able to do a lot of reading during the Phillies game. It was like a nice cozy little night. Boyfriend and I went out on a little mini date night, and that was fun before the game. Today, what we are doing, we're going to the Union game because they're playing the Revolution. I'm excited to go to Gillette Stadium, you know, popular stadium. I'm excited to see like what that looks like and have a fun time. It's the last game of the season, and even if it might be a little rainy outside, you know what, that's fine. That's okay. But reading wise, I was able to read a lot more of Demon Copperhead, not just during school, but after school as well, as I was making dinner and relaxing and things like that. And it's just getting so good. But we are kind of flying through a lot of Damon's years living at Coach's house. And I'm not really sure how I feel about that, because it's like, oh, he started there in like 6th grade, but now we're already like a freshman in high school. Unless I've missed something in between, which is very possible that I could have done that. But it just seems like very fast. We're like, okay, we just started off with him being, you know, a little kid, and now he's like a freshman. And so I wish we got a little more, but also it could have just dragged on them in the same. So that's really nice that he still seems to have a home environment. This is something that he definitely deserves. He's also doing a lot of art classes now. He's been doing art for years, and he loves his art teacher, that kind of thing. And he's also on the football team, as Coach saw potential in him from such a young age when he first took him in. And so yeah, that is Demon Copperhead. Things seem to be on the up and up, which means that they are probably going to go south very quickly. But I also got through a lot of Molly's books. One, because I'm pretty sure the library is about to hunt me down to return them, as they are very late. So we read Molly Learns a Lesson, which was the second book. Molly's Surprise. Happy Birthday, Molly. And Molly Saves the Day. And I'm currently reading Changes for Molly, but I own that one, so the library doesn't need to kill me over it. And I've given all these books 3 stars so far. I think that they really just suffer from being some of the earlier books, because like Kirsten's books were okay, Samantha's books were not as great as I remembered them. So it probably just suffers from being one of the first dolls syndrome and not having the best stories, because I still think that Molly's a little selfish. But that's just me. So today we're going to run some errands, do some errands, and then we are going to go to the Union game, because that's going to be so much fun. We're going to mini tailgate a little bit. We're going to have fun. Maybe I'll get some footage while we are there. That would be super cool and super fun. But yeah, that's nice, easy type of Saturday. It is kind of raining outside. You might be able to kind of hear it. And so that'll be our day for today. And then tomorrow, we're probably going to go see Killers of the Flower Moon after we go climbing. So that should also be another fun day, because the Eagles don't play until 8 o'clock that night, which means I'm probably not going to be watching the game, because I'm going to be in bed. Hopefully I can finish Demon Copperhead within the next few days. I unfortunately don't really listen to audiobooks much over the weekend, so I need to make sure that I do try to finish that as quickly as I can. And I did check out my library, and it's not available in like a hard copy, and ebook is going to take a while to come in. So maybe I'll be able to finish that. And if not, that's fine too. We'll just see how everything goes. So yeah, that's my dates. Hello, happy Sunday, happy end of the week, or start of the week, however you choose to look at it. Didn't give a whole lot of updates, but yesterday for Saturday, I did finish Changes for Molly. It was cute, it was fun. I totally thought that like her dad went like MIA, and like they couldn't find him, like they got a letter from it. But now that I'm thinking back to it, it was probably the movie where that happened. And he's just fine in the books. But I finished that, and then I started reading the newest My Hero Academia. This is volume 35. Ooh. 35, I want to say, yes, 35. So I picked this up from my library, and it is so good. I'm so close. I'm almost finished, but I am absolutely loving this. And so I'm going to read this one, and then I'm going to read all of my Yonas, because that's next on my list of manga that I want to read and complete and then watch the show for. So I have finished Pokemon. Now I need to finish the anime for Pokemon, or at least catch up to where it's currently at, which will take a while. But you know what? That's fine. That's okay. Same thing then with My Hero Academia, and then I'll do Yona of the Dawn. And I think the next one I have is Seven Deadly Sins on my little list. So if you have any others that you think I should read, let me know down in the comments below. But when I'm finished that, I would like to just keep trekking on with my American Girl doll reading journey. Mary Ellen is the next one. This is one that I haven't read before because she's one of the newer ones. She is from 1954, and I think she has polio, if I'm not mistaken. So she'll be the next one that I'm going to read, but I also should read The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin, because this is our book club book, and we are having our live show in a week from today, so I should probably get on that. I do have the audiobook on Libby, though, so if I want to, after I finish Demon Copperhead, read this, or just read it at the same time, maybe I'll do that. But I love this book. I love the size of it because I think it's just cute, and like I like how it's like tall and like short this way. I don't know, that's just me. So those are some of the things I'm going to be reading next week, so you can look forward to that. Yesterday we also went to the Union game at Gillette Stadium. It was raining, it was freezing. I was like prepared for the rain, but was not prepared for the cold, so I was pretty chilly the entire time, but it was still a really cool experience. And when I bought the tickets for my boyfriend's birthday back in May, I could have sworn that I just got like the section, like that's what I got, but like we were in like the 4th row. So now we can say that we sat 4th row at Gillette Stadium, and I think that is pretty cool. And the stadium's really awesome. I haven't been to too many football stadiums, but this one was just really cool. It was a lot of fun. It was a good environment. It was like, I would go to like another soccer game there. Definitely not a football game though, because we went to a football game once, like one of the Eagles ones, like 2 seasons ago. And while it was fun, it was just like a lot. It was a lot. But I also really do like that the Union have their own stadium that's dedicated just for them. So it's just Union soccer, and that's also like pretty cool. I really like that as well. Today, I did say we were going to see Killers of the Flower Moon, and we did see it. And yes, it is long, but it's really interesting because like I felt like it could have been shorter, and at times it definitely felt long, but like everything in the movie felt like it deserved to be there. Like I wouldn't know, oh, that scene was, you know what, they could have cut that. Like it wasn't that necessary. I felt like everything was needed in there, and so that's why I'm also kind of griping with my feelings about it. I'm ranging at a 4 to 4.5 for right now. I'm going to try to actually write a review this week. There's a lot on my list that I want to get done for this upcoming week, and I do want to try to get a review out for this movie in a timely manner and not like 2 months later like I've been doing. And I really need to get back on my website as well to try to make sure that I'm keeping up to date. I have to watch another movie this week for Oscar Central, Five Nights at Freddy's, and so that's going to be interesting but it's got my man Josh Hutcherson, and that's all that really matters. But another good week in the books. I'm excited to finish some reading. The Eagles are playing tonight, but I'm just too tired. Like, I'm just sleepy. So I'm going to do a little cleaning around the house or the apartment just because of, you know, just end of the week stuff. And then I'm probably going to take a shower and then finish by reading some books for tonight. Probably will finish this one. Maybe we'll start one of these two. Should probably start this one. Probably going to start this one. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Leave comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, keep on gabbing.